Hi, everybody. Mike Perush with David Katz and Marissa Matea from Katz Consultants. I want to talk to you a little bit about the power of having a tandem staff person, an accountability partner on your team, somebody that's super engaged in your practice, and because of that, you're more successful than you would be if you didn't have one. So today I want to talk a little bit about what does that tandem staff person actually do in the office? What does that look like? Marissa, I want to ask you that first because you were always that person for me.
I think it goes above and beyond just the daily duties of somebody in the clinic. It goes into, do you understand what the big picture is for the clinic? So can you look beyond a day at a time? Can you look beyond a week at a time? Can you really look out into the practice in 6 months and what it's going to look like? And that means you have to understand the goals. You have to understand where the practice is at, what collections look like, what the patient numbers look like. You have to understand what reactivations and making sure that patients stay on treatment plans look like. Every single aspect of that clinic is something that you grasp and you understand and are willing to dive into.
Well, I think you just hit the nail on the head. It's not duty driven. It's not something that we can really talk about tangibly. It's the intangible engagement of understanding and driving the vision, driving the goals, driving the entire process of how the clinic functions. That's really what we're talking about here in a tandem staff person.
You know, one of the things about a tandem staff person, you will find that they will see the problem before you do because they have their ear closer to the ground, and they'll correct the problem before they tell you there's a problem. They'll say, well, this was happening, so I did this, and it's a done deal. And I was thinking of some of the things. These are a little bit, I probably use a tandem person too much in my practice. I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if that's possible, but I was just thinking of some of the things that I did. I never talked to my accountant about my taxes. I have a wonderful CPA, but my tandem practice person, she handles everything with my accountant. I don't really talk to my accountant. If I'm going to buy a building or sell a building, I want to know what the capital gains tax is or something like that. I may call him. But as far as taxes, I never handle one piece of paper, one phone call at the end of the year. And she handles my personal checkbook. She writes all the personal checks. I don't ever write checks. I mean, everything from electricity to, electrical bill to this or that. And the other day, here's probably the epitome of what they do and seeing you ahead of time. Okay, well, at my age, I should be slowing down and be one of those old drivers, but I got 3 tickets in the last year for going 20 over. And the last one I got was only 21 over, so I was happy about that. But I laid the ticket on my desk, and I said, I got another ticket going 21 over. And I came back the next day, and that ticket was gone off my desk. And I didn't even ask what happened to it because I know that she picked it up and paid it for me out of the checkbook. And so, out of our personal checkbook. And so they see the problem before it occurs. You got to think this way. There's a 50-50 chance that they're smarter than you are, that they got a higher IQ than you do, and they know more about the business than you do. And so step out of the way, get out of the way, let them do their thing. Treat them as a subordinate equal. That's an oxymoron, but a subordinated equal, because that's really what they are.
Yeah, and that's right. And docs, you've got to make this work right. You've got to share your vision and your goals with this person.
Absolutely.
You really have to teach them. And I don't know that so much teaching, or just get them ingrained in your thought process and where you want to go. And it becomes like another person on your board of directors, so to speak, that's really helping you drive and guide the practice. When you think about it, this kind of person is so important in your practice because as the doctor, we're spending so much time in patient care. We don't see the other side of practice. Maybe you see it at lunchtime, or maybe you see, what the collections and things were at the end of the day. But it's this tandem staff person that is really driving those functions during the day, and driving them not just from a duty standpoint, not to just make sure things get done, but really driving it towards your vision and your goals. So this person is super important in practice.
Hey, Michael, before we sign off, I'd like to tell you, one of my best tandem people that I had for many years, when I hired her, I want to tell you how I decided to hire her. I was seeing about 130 people a day, patients a day, and I would do kind of a shock factor. So at the end of the interview, I'd say, now we're pretty busy. I see about 130 people a day. Can you handle that? And if they said, oh man, I thought you were going to see about 20 or 30, I'd know that the business was beyond them. You know, if they said, how can you do a good job, that they maybe wouldn't buy into the situation. So I said to this one person that I hired that was with me for years and became my tandem person, I said, now we're pretty busy. I said, I see about 130 people a day. Can you handle that? And in a very kind way, she said, well, doctor, I think if you can handle it, I can handle it. And that was the answer for a long-term relationship.
Yep, that's your answer right there. That's perfect. Very good. Well, thank you everybody for listening. I'm Mike Perush with David Katz and Rosa Matea. That's this week's video tip.